Madam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Please you start the session.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, participants. So in the last class, we have studied about different pests and pathogens of mushrooms, and we have completed fungal pathogens. Okay, and we have to study about bacterial and viral pathogens, as well as we have to study about insect or pests. Okay. So coming to the bacterial blotch, in bacterial diseases, we have bacterial blotch. This disease is caused by the organism Pseudomonas stolasi, and it is affecting button mushroom crop, and symptoms are yellowing of mushroom due to bacterial ooze. Okay, when it is bacteria is growing, there's some liquid content is coming out, and cracking of stipe and peel off. The stipes will be affected. There will be cracks in the stipe region, and their skin will be peeling off. Congenial environment, high humidity in the growing rooms. If the humidity is more than the required content, then you can see bacterial blotch, because high content always favors the growth of bacteria. Next, this bacterial diseases of spawn. We know what is spawn? It is the mycelium grown on some grains. Okay. So this is wet spot of spawn. We can see in the bottle, it is caused by the bacteria Bacillus subtilis, and this is sore spawn. Sore spawn is caused by Bacillus species. And mushroom virus. So bacteria we have seen, now we have to study about virus. Here positive organism is Agaricus bisporus adenovirus type 1. This is the virus type. Which crop it is affecting? Button mushroom crop. And what are the symptoms? Stunted growth. Means the growth means the mushroom will not attain the full size. Browning of fruiting bodies. Here you can see brown color of mushrooms and leathery texture. Texture will change early opening of 5 years. Means the fruiting body will open, that umbrella-like structure will open. That is opening of 5 years. And what conditions are favoring this disease is infected spawn and high population of vectors. Means if spawn is infected, then we can get this virus, and if viral vectors are more in number, then also we can get the disease. Next, coming to the next disease, that is mycelium does not permeate or hardly permeates the casing layer or disappears after the normal spread. Means after this virus grows in the mushroom, virus disappears. Mushroom appears only in dense clusters, maturing too early. Maturation is early and pinhead formation is delayed. And as soon as these mushrooms appear above the casing soil, their pileus are already open. So just now what we have seen here, the pileus is opening so early. That is what happening with this viral strains. And brown, cream, and off-white strains are less susceptible. Agaricus bitorquis is resistant. So this Agaricus button mushroom. Yes. Somebody want to say something? Okay. Button mushroom is Agaricus bisporus, right? But if you take Agaricus bitorquis, this is the other mushroom. This is usually resistant to viral diseases. And next is antibiosis. You might have heard about antibiotics. This is the similar concept. Here, fungi produce a variety of antibiotics against other competitor pathogens for their survival. Means if there is a competition for food or space between two organisms, what these organisms will do, out of these two, one organism may produce antibiotics to kill the other organism. For example, Trichoderma secretes trichodermin, viridin, trichothecin, and sesquiterpene. These are the compounds, chemical compounds produced by Trichoderma to inhibit other partner, which is with which it is competing. Next, coming to the insects, The name of this insect is horrid fly. Scientific name is Megacelia haltirata. And adult fly recognized by humpback appearance and no visible antennae, fast and jerky movements. See how this fly is there? This we have to recognize. And larva will be very smaller than Ciarids. Ciarids are some other pests, and mycelial and pinch destruction. What this larva will do? It will destruct the mycelium and pin formation. Pin formation means small stages of mushrooms. And infestation stage, growing mycelium, that is case spawn and case running. You know the steps to in mushroom production? After we add spawn, there will be a stage called spawn run. And after we add casing soil, there will be a stage called case running. So in those two stages, this larva may affect the crop. Next, seckids. This is another pest. Here the name itself is sekkid. Scientific name is Heteropesa pygmea and Mycophila spirae. Adult fly will be very small and rarely seen after watering. This is the adult fly. We can't see this very often. And larvae are characteristic orange or creamy white, visible in swarms on mushrooms. So they are found in groups in the mushrooms. And infestation stage is they can attack during the compost formation or during casing period. And larvae sticky and easily disseminated around the form. They can spread easily around the form. And mites. These are the scientific names of different mites. And adult mite will be visible with naked eye, and they are infecting the mushroom crop when tiny buttons, while in large mushrooms, it makes cavities of various sizes on stalk and caps. Means after the mushroom formation takes place, these mites, they can form some, holes in the mushrooms. Next, nematodes are also affecting mushroom crop. Scientific name is Rhabditis and Ditylenchus myceliophagous and Aphilanocoidis composticola. These are all nematodes. And adult nematode, if you see the adult nematode, that will be very small in size, colorless in nature, and up to 1 mm long. Means you can see with your naked eye. They swim in surface film of water or in compost and casing. You can see them swimming in the mushroom production room in different parts, whether it is compost or casing soil. And infestation stage, mycelium in compost and casing, that is fruiting bodies. Here, it can infect the mycelium or infect the casing soil and even fruiting bodies. You can see this problem. And abiotic stresses. So in the last class, whatever we have seen, what are which has no, they are affecting mushroom production. So what is this? Or it can be temperature, it can be pH, it can be anything. Okay. So when carbon dioxide concentration increases, what happens? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when concentration increases, long stem, that type length is increased in mushrooms. It is affected in button mushrooms, oyster and milky mushrooms. Coming to the stroma, this is a problem where you can see discrete patches of white mycelium on the surface of the compost or casing. Whether on the casing soil or on the compost, you can see white patches. That is called as stroma disease. And hollow core and brown pith means here brown patches you can see when the bottom of the stems are trimmed. A circular gap is seen in the center of the stem, means hollow, this hole will be hollow part will be seen within the stem. So this may be caused due to water stress or poor quality casing. So if you are not adding enough moisture or enough water and the casing soil is not good, then this problem can occur. And it is affecting button mushrooms and milk mushrooms. Next, scale or crocodiles. This problem is caused by high speed fresh air and low relative humidity. Usually in the process of mushroom production, we have to, we have to replace the carbon dioxide with oxygen at some point of time. So if you are flushing that air with very high speed, then this can happen. And even at low relative humidity conditions, if your humidity is not maintained properly, then also it can affect the mushroom production. Next, mass spinning. Here, pinning means spin. It is a small size of the mushroom, smallest mushroom. So mass spinning is all the pins are together formed, ultimately lowering carbon dioxide concentration. Means when they are formed in a group, right, carbon dioxide concentration will be lowered and it is affecting button mushroom and milk mushroom. This is the rose comb disease seen in mushrooms. So this, the upper part, that is pileus, will be seen in the form of some kind of rose that is called as rose comb. And this is weaker sprinklers or leakers. Here you can see the water bubbles on the surface of the mushroom. This problem is called as stinkers or leakers or weepers disease. And so when the mushrooms are facing some stress, how it handles? If there is resistance by mushroom, okay, if the mushroom resists that stress, then it will acclimatize, means it, it will overgrow, or it will overcome that resistance and it will grow. That is, survival will happen. Then when there is a stress, when mushroom is not able to handle that stress, when the mushroom is becoming susceptible to that stress, then what happens? There will be senescence and death. The senescence means aging, and then death will happen. And when there is a stress, if it avoids that stress, then there can be survival. So these are the three strategies used by the mushroom to respond to stress. Whatever stress is there, whether it is abiotic stress or biotic stress, there are three ways of management by the mushroom. It can avoid, it can resist, or if it becomes susceptible, then it has to die. Next, how these mushrooms are responding to abiotic stress. What are abiotic stress? It can be temperature, pH, air, carbon dioxide, oxygen concentration, anything. So accumulation of compatible solutes and enzymatic and non-enzymatic. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, you said abiotic stresses, they will, some of them will avoid the stress. How can they avoid, like?
It all
In
depends
which,
on the genetic makeup also. Some
genetic
will, like, it all depends on the genetic makeup and variety also. What variety you are cultivating.
Okay.
Okay, and it is not a single factor which is responsible there. Every part of it plays a role, whether it is a casing soil, whether it is a compost, whether it is a mushroom itself or mycelium itself, or whether it is abiotic stress. So when there is cooperation from other factors, then this mushroom can fight with that particular stress, abiotic stress.
Okay.
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 Right. So when there is an abiotic stress, how it mushroom is fighting with that accumulation of compatible solutes. It will secrete some solutes and enzymatic and non-enzymatic scavenging of reactive oxygen species, removal of radicals, free radicals formed in the this room or this bag, and pigment synthesis can also take place to overcome the stress, and induction of DNA damage repair systems. If you have studied molecular biology, you might have studied that DNA, there will be some repair systems working for DNA damage, right? And strategies of management of biotic and abiotic stresses. Effective planning and preventive measures are very important. So how we have to work for managing these stresses? We have to plan at every stage, okay? And preventive measures we have to take, whether it is temperature, whether it is abiotic factors or biotic factors. In India, none of the pesticides have the label claim. All the fungicides used in European countries or elsewhere are used on mushrooms in India. So we are using different types of fungicides for mushroom growth. And there are few crop protection products are available for using under mushroom cultivation. So very like this area of mushroom cultivation has not developed to a larger extent in India. So we are not having this protection strategies for mushrooms. And source of inoculum. What is inoculum? It may be a contaminant, it may be a pest, it may be a pathogen, it may be a fungus, bacteria, virus, whatever. So from where it is coming? It can be coming from spent mushroom substrate. Whatever substrate we are taking, that may help in this pathogen. And substrate, whatever we are taking, farmyard manure, casing material, infected mushroom house, groundwater, all these are the factors from where we can get the pest or pathogen. Modes of transmission, contaminated irrigation water. If the water what we are using, if it is not good, then it may spread. Flies, they will fly from one place to another. Mites, they are also spreading. And pickers' hands, when the person picks the mushrooms, their hands should be very much clean, right? Otherwise, it will add the pathogen to the mushroom crop. And casing soil here. See, from in every step, we have to sterilize the contents. We have to pasteurize the contents. We have to be very careful. Next, for the successful management of stress, always follow good agricultural practices such as scheduled irrigation, quality compost, casing soil, standard environmental conditions. So when you are going with mushroom production, Kalpana, mute your mic. Pratibha. Okay. So when you are going for mushroom production, it is not like there cannot be a delay of 1 day or 2 days. Every step you have to do it on time, and you cannot compromise anywhere, whether it is pasteurization, whether it is sterilization, whether it is collection of the spawn from registered centers. Every step has to be carefully done. And for highly contagious diseases like wet bubble, spot treatment should be done with a common salt, and infected material should be collected and buried away from the mushroom house. If you are finding that any disease has come into the mushroom crop, then you have to collect all that material and you have to treat that material with a common salt, and that should be buried away from the mushroom house. It should not be kept there. It should be removed from that place and it should be buried deep in the ground so that that pathogen cannot come and affect the mushroom crop. Casing soil should have high porosity and water holding capacity, and pH should be 7 to 7.5. While studying about casing, we have seen it should have high porosity, means pores will be there so that oxygen can it can penetrate the casing material. And protective applications of commercial formulation of Alcaligenes faecalis, Bacillus circulans, and Bacillus thuringiensis. These are all biopesticides. If you remember, these are all biopesticides. Means this organism, if you are adding to the crop, they can eat away the other harmful patho. Avoid the flies, you have to use traps and insect proofing of growing facilities. There should not be any insects, and application of suitable insecticides. Even chemicals you can use on the walls of the growing roots. So fumigation also can be done. Fumigation is nothing but you will be adding some chemicals which will produce some gas, and that will a kind of sterilization of the rooms before starting the mushroom production, and treat the used bags and rooms with formalin. Here formalin is also, it is a kind of sterilization, and post crop sterilization or cook out at more than 70 degrees centigrade temperature. Keep the door closed for 3 days. Once you are done with the one crop, mushroom crop, all flushes you got from the mushroom crop, you are done with that cycle. Okay, then you have to completely treat the room, and you have to keep the door closed for 3 days. Strict hygienic conditions in and around the growing facilities. So we have seen different pathogens are attacking the mushrooms. Different pests are attacking the mushrooms, and you are putting more, what do you say, money and more labor into mushroom production. So you have to be very careful about the hygienic conditions. So this is the summary. Whatever problem is there, you have to be, first you have to plan a strategy how to protect. What are the possible problems? What are the possible pests or pathogens that can attack mushrooms in that area? What are the common things available, and how to fight with that? How to fight with the different stresses, and whether if you have to use some biopesticides or some chemicals, if you have to use, or if there is any new technology in the market, that also you have to use to come out of that problem. How to keep disease and pests outside. So whatever you are using, even if it is a small utensil, that must be sterile. Okay, so coming to the water should be properly clean, away, it should be free from pathogens, and filtered air, whatever air you are using, it should be filtered, and pasteurization should be done properly. Workers should be clean, and surroundings must be clean. And these are the problems. If the mushrooms are taking very long time to grow or appear, so what might be the cause? Temperature may be not optimum, mycelium not mature enough, insufficient humidity, insufficient ventilation. These are the problems: temperature problem and mycelium problem, and conditions, ventilation or humidity problem. So how to maintain or how to overcome this problem? You have to maintain the correct temperature, and you have to allow to the mycelium to mature properly, and you have to maintain 85% relative humidity, and ventilators you have to use, because oxygen is required at some point of the production. Mushrooms are small and do not appear to grow, so there must be an optimum size for every type of mushroom. If that size is not attained, what might be the problem? Maybe small spawn is weak, or insufficient nutrients are there, means compost is not good, and too many fruiting bodies develop at the same time. If too many these mushrooms grow at the same period or at the same time, there won't be space for them to grow, and nutrients in the substrate already exhausted after many harvests. See, I told you there will be flush means that is a crop you will be getting at one time. You have to collect that crop, and after a periodic intervals, maybe 1 week or 10 days, again you have to collect the collect the crop again. So in each mushroom production cycle, you can take 3 to 4 flushes, 3 to 4 crops. Okay, so spawn you have to take from registered production centers, and if nutrients are not sufficient, you have to increase the supplementation. And fruiting bodies, if they grow at the same time, you have to allow only few fruiting bodies to develop at one time by opening bags only slightly. So if you open the bags, their space can be increased for them to grow, and substrate must be properly sterilized. Next, rotting of mushroom. Usually by more water, rotting of mushrooms can be there. fungal or bacterial diseases are there, then also rotting will happen. So you have to check for the keeping this infection in control, and watering, you have to give proper moisture. Low production or few fruiting bodies. If the fruiting bodies number is not increased, so maybe spawn may be problem or temperature may be problem. So spawn, you have to take reliable source and provide optimum moisture. Mushroom long and thin stalk. Stalk means 5 years. If it is long than expected or thin in nature, then maybe that is a problem of light in some varieties of mushrooms. So you have to provide some adequate light. So here we are completing the production of, that is the pests and pathogens attacking the mushrooms. Sir is there? Sir? Okay. So our next topic is post-harvest technology. Once you are getting the mushrooms, what you have to do? Harvest means you have harvested them. You have grown the mushrooms, you have harvested them. Then after this harvest, after you got the mushrooms, then what you have to do, right? So like other fruits and vegetables, they respire, grow, mature, and senesce after the harvest, which affect quality and shelf life. See, whatever you take, whether it is, sir, how much time is left? Hello?
Madam,
How much time is left?
10 minutes, madam.
10 minutes.
If it is possible, please you continue. Otherwise, tomorrow.
So we'll complete a part of this post-harvest technology, na? Like other.
No problem, madam. Within 10 minutes, you
We'll
sum up
continue
this
tomorrow.
information. No problem, madam. As you wish.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Tomorrow, madam.
So like, no, we'll continue.
Okay, madam. Please
We'll
continue.
continue, sir. Ma'am. So like fruits and vegetables, if you are plucking from the trees, then will they remain intact for longer time? No, there is definitely a possibility of spoilage and aging, right? So mushrooms are also the same. Understanding of the post-harvest physiological processes which affect the quality and shelf life and how these could be managed to ameliorate the situation is required. So you have to understand not only the production part, you also have to understand what you have to do after the harvest is done. After you got the mushroom, what care you have to take, how you have to process that mushroom, how you have to make that mushroom reach the consumer, how you have to get the profit out of that mushroom. All these factors includes post-harvest technology. See, these are the points. Harvesting means get that plucking of mushrooms, then cleaning, grading. Grading means separation according to their quality, and cooling. You can cool the mushrooms like for freezing. This kind of things is coming under cooling. Then packing, then transportation, and then marketing. These are all post-harvest technology. It is also the same. Okay, next. So harvesting. For different mushrooms, there will be different period where you can harvest. You have to attain a proper size of the mushroom. Then only when the mushroom becomes properly mature, then only you can harvest it. An average biological efficiency can range between 80 to 150%, and sometimes even more. So how to pluck the mushroom? You have to hold the stipe and you have to very slowly twist it. Then you can get the mushroom pulled. Okay, and a knife should not be used. The mushrooms remain fresh for up to 3 to 6 days in a refrigerator or cool place. Even if you talk about button mushrooms, you have to hold the stalk and you have to what do you say? Lightly you have to pull it. Twist it and then pull it. See this plucking of the mushroom. Next, this is harvesting of button mushrooms. Next, cleaning. After you have got the mushrooms, what you have to do? You have to clean it. To remove any bits of peat moss in which they were grown, rinse quickly with cold running water or wipe the mushrooms with damp cloth, paper towel or soft brush. Here, as we are growing them in soil, right? So definitely this particles, soil particles will be sticking to the mushrooms. So you have to clean all that dirt, whatever is there, and then you have to uh, dry it with damp cloth or paper towel or soft brush. And after taking this, see, this step, they are drying the mushrooms. After washing, they are drying the mushrooms and grading. Grading is separation, A, B, C, and A, B, and C grading. Grading is done according to size, color, and shape. If it is very good in size, color, in all the parameters, it will be categorized in A, and then next level is B, and then poor quality will be C. Unpacking is essential to protect the mushroom during marketing. You can't keep the mushrooms open because there is every possibility of these pathogens attacking the mushroom. So you have to pack it in properly in a polythene bags. See, this is the packing of mushrooms, and these are the packing machines. There are also some packing machines for used for this purpose. And marketing, you have to supply this mushrooms to the consumer. Okay, and when the product reaches the consumer, it should be very good in nature. It should look firm. The mushrooms should be free from moisture but not look dry. Avoid mushrooms with any sign of mold. So if you are able to see any what do you say, growth of pathogens or any kind of difference in the appearance of the mushrooms, then that mushroom, such mushrooms should be avoided or should not be given to the consumers. Only good quality mushrooms should be given to the consumers. And description of the product and services. You have to put some labeling, that is local product or export product. And the local product is the one which we are growing in our country, such as straw mushroom or button mushroom. And export quality may be oyster mushroom, button mushroom, sheet egg mushroom, etc., which we are exporting, which we are sending to the abroad places. And this is the fresh mushroom and dried mushroom. So we can use the mushroom in two forms, that is fresh and dried forms. So dried form is more, it is what do you say, it is preserved for longer time when compared to fresh mushroom, because fresh mushroom has the anytime this pathogen can attack the fresh mushroom, right? So this was about a part of post-harvest technology, and storage, marketing, everything comes under this post-harvest technology only. So rest will continue tomorrow. Sir? Hello? We will end the sessions. Next, we have to deal with storage part, and then you have to study about food preparation by using mushrooms. You can even prepare biscuits, nuggets, pickles, many marketing, how you have to make it reach to the consumer, how you have to plan, what are the strategies. We can discuss all these things in coming classes. So here I'm stopping the session. Hello? Sir? Do you have any doubts, ma'am? Hina is from which college?